and welcome to the show. We are back on Forza Horizon 4, going to be building another car to tackle the Fortune Island hill climb. The vehicle of choice today is the Honda S2000, a car that I would probably expect to be pretty damn good. Let's face it, at this sort of thing, it's admittedly a slightly higher starting PI perhaps than some. We're building the cars to A class, which means you won't have all that much room for parts necessarily on this, but we are going to have a couple of things. First of all, we are going to have a wide body kit, which is good because it gives us very, very wide tyres, and we want those. We want as much grip as we can possibly get on our vehicle. I'm hoping we're going to have a mighty wing. I'm going to be disappointed if we don't. Come on. We need... I mean, there are some pretty mighty wings, actually, which is nice. That's a very mighty wing. The Forza wing is still the best wing. Actually, I don't know. That might be technically better. They are adjustable. They are slightly less PI gain, and they give us slightly better braking. So, you know what? Screw it. Let's go for a wing with some scaffolding. There we go. More could you ask for? Right. Tyres. This is... well, I really hope we can fit race tyres on the car. We can. It doesn't give us the largest amount of PI to work with, but I think... I'm fairly confident. I know they are mighty, mighty important. We will go 285s for it. So yeah, they're pretty nice sized tyres. Not the biggest, but pretty good sized tyres all around. Hopefully we will have plenty of grip in this. Now, we're going to want upgraded brakes, of course we are. We're going to want upgraded suspension. For what we're running here, for the 1 PI it gives us, it's definitely worth going for this sort of stuff. We will want a roll cage as well. We will want, again, the anti-roll bars. Weight reduction. We probably want to do weight reduction first and then worry about power. It is going to be a little down on power. It's going to be down on power and torque. That's where I think the S2000 might struggle potentially here. We're going to have a lot of grip, which we do need. We do need a lot of grip, but we may be a little bit down on the old power front. Sometimes you can get away with giving upgraded gearbox. There we go. Drops the PI. Perfect. That's what we want. I doubt that one's going to drop it. Nope. It's only a little bit of PI, but, you know, it's better than nothing. We're probably going to want to go... ooh, yeah, okay. We are going to be struggling a little bit for power in this car. We are going to be struggling a little bit for power in this car. Now, some people will potentially say that we should put it on sport tyres rather than run it on race tyres. You'll get more power that way. Sure, you will. However, with my past experience of running cars up this hill climb, that's not a good option. We have never seen a car running on sport tyres beat a car running on race tyres. It's as simple as that. Even massively down on power, the race tyres are so very, very good that you're going to want them. So, yeah, I think we are going to stick with the race tyres. Now, we've got the car pretty light, which I am pleased about. Under 2,400 pounds. And, I mean, it's 280 horsepower. It's not too bad at all on the power front. I'm hoping the grip that we'll get from this is going to be enough to carry a lot of speed around the course. Even if we might not have the ultimate power for the climb, the grip should be pretty damn good. So, here we are on the start line with the Honda S2000. I am going to be having 3 attempts to drive as quickly as possible up the Needle Pass. Our target time to beat to 127.6 set by the 205 T16. The all-wheel drive Peugeot was not the easiest car in the world to drive up this course. The all-wheel drive Peugeot was... did not have the grip. It was oversteery, it was wiggly, it was a little bit uncooperative, but it was fast. Put simply, it was very quick actually up this hill. So we are hoping that the S2000 might be able to beat it. Now we are likely to see potentially a little bit more oversteer from this car, being rear-wheel drive. It does have massive rear tyres though. Well, I say massive rear tyres. Has good sized rear tyres and has less than 300 horsepower going through it. Like, tyre to power ratio, pretty good, and that is an official FailRace measuring indicator. Pretty much. I mean, sure, muscle cars would run with 900 horsepower, do have 345s and so on at the back, but when you've got 300 horsepower, you can probably get away with 285s and so on. A little wide, clipped barrier, not quite what we were wanting to do. I mean, it certainly is a well-behaved car there, so we can throw it into these corners with a lot of speed. It does stick to the road. Out the other side we go with a couple more hairpins to take. I'm not quite sure the best route. With the way the road kind of curves, I don't want to fully go. I say I don't want to go fully for the normal racing line because you end up so far out of position almost. Yeah, I'm not sure quite the best way through that section. We're good around the final corner though as we run up towards the line. It's looking promising for the Honda. It's looking promising. A first run with a clip of a barrier. We're already down to a 128.3. We do not need just over half a second, and we will be able to get that Peugeot. We are not needing very much more time with the S2000 if we are going to go fastest up this course. I think it can do it as well. I think it will be able to make it here. It's pretty fast accelerating, and most importantly, we are bloody fast through the corners. I mean, there's a lot of corners. It's not quite an autocross course up here, of course, especially with the nature of having to climb a hill. I guess it's not quite a full-on autocross course, but it is in many ways more similar to that than a lot of builds that I have done since, because yeah, this circuit is fiddly, this circuit is technical, and the S2000 is doing well. We can still excite it into a little bit of wheel spin. We can still excite it into a little bit of sliding around in places, and if I was, you know, building the car excessively for this, I'm not allowed, for this series, I'm not allowed to tune any of the vehicles. And I'd be tempted, if I was to tune the car further, I would be tempted to shorten the gear ratio. I've done exactly the same thing with this car twice in a row, trying to get that. I know the line I want out of there. I don't know why I'm struggling to get the S2000 in the right place. I think I'm just being a bit too greedy with the car. I'm thinking we can take a lot of speed in places where we perhaps shouldn't be trying to take a lot of speed. Brakes are lovely. Again, you would expect that though from the car. It is pretty damn light, full race brakes, full race tyres everywhere. You would expect that to be getting stopped. That's actually quite a nice line into the penultimate hairpin. Don't excite it into oversteer if we can help it. That would be good. And one more corner to go. We'll drop it down to second for the blast out of here. A little bit more oversteer from the car. Run to the line. Again, very, very similar run time. Did a stupid crashing into the barrier again. Still need... I think it's almost identical time to that previous run. If it isn't the same, I can't remember the exact time. So, yeah, I mean, it's quick. It's quick. Just need to not hit that bloody barrier. This is it, the final run for our Honda, where we're still looking for that, well, half a second really. We're technically still in third as well. It hasn't beaten the RX-8 yet on the climb. It is a very good car to drive if we can avoid hitting the barrier. I feel like we should do it, although I feel like, knowing my luck, now I'm kind of expecting it to do well. It's probably, something else is going to go wrong on this final run. Let's hope not though, hope not though, as we set off. No big sliding through that first corner again. Don't get too carried away. It's almost better not to run all the way wide out of that first part so you can be better positioned through the chicane. It's actually quite a nasty chicane to get the cars set up for. There are, the more you run up this course, there are some very, very fiddly bits where the normal racing line you'd like to take ends up putting you in a very weird position for a corner later on. Do we want second round there? Perhaps not. Maybe we could have been a little faster on the way in there. It's done now, not much I can do here. This is where we've been getting into trouble with the S2000. We don't clonk the barrier this time around. It's still, there is a little crest, there's a little bump over there. Maybe that's what caught me out a smidge there. Again, I mean, it wasn't quite 100% perfect through that section, but much better than we had been previously. Trying to get on the power a little too soon. We do stick a wheel on the gravel, but it's not affected us. We didn't get a big slide, didn't affect us too much there. Okay, up towards the hairpins, back down to second gear for the first part. Jump on the power, out the other side. No wheel spin from the car. We'll try and do a similar feat as we run it in very fast actually to this final part. Little bit of wheel spin, tiny bit of wheel spin. Here we go. It's across the line. It's better. What did it come out as? I think it was enough, but it's going to be close. It is. It is going to be enough. It is our new fastest car, a 1:27.4. It is not by much. It is not by much, but the S2000 does it. That is a nice car to drive up there as well. That is a nice car. I mean, you can make mistakes, and even with, you know, a mere 280 horsepower, can catch you out. It certainly can catch you out in places around there. The bumps, the little crests, if you're just on the power at the slightly wrong time. But, you know, that being said, much easier to drive than the 205. Much, much easier to drive than the 205, and it will go fastest. It is only by a couple of tenths that it beats the Peugeot. I mean, it's not... it's getting on for 8 tenths of a second faster than the RX-8. It's still pretty close to that Mazda. It's a good car. It is a good car. I mean, we comfortably beat the likes of the Mini, we comfortably beat the BMW M4. I think we're going to have quite a close table in this series. I do think we're going to have a pretty close table for this series, which is always good. Going to be some odd ones, that is also for sure. Because the next car, well, that is up to you to decide, people of the audience. Leave your requests, what you would like to see run next up the mountain pass in the comments section, and the most liked car will have a go up the mountain, of course, as long as it can fit within A class, as long as I have it / can afford it. And I'm also not going to run cars that have run in the previous builds series, because there are lots of cars in this game that I would like to give a show. Well, certainly not going to run them for a while. Maybe we'll come to some of the weirder ones later on, but yeah, there's a lot of cars in this game that I want to showcase, and I don't want to just run the same ones over and over again. So, yeah, we have a new leader. We have a new leader, a new benchmark. What will be able to chase down the S2000? I do not know. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.